This module on historical statistics explains how to monitor devices and the network using dashboards, logs, and reports in Versa Analytics. At the end of this lesson, you will be able to obtain an overview of the Versa Analytics dashboard, describe Versa Analytics' full logging capabilities, and build and run reports in Versa Analytics. Network telemetry is defined as a network data collection and consumption technique on which network administrators rely to understand the health of their network. Versa Analytics is a real-time big data solution that provides network telemetric information. In Versa Analytics, data is aggregated and analyzed to provide insight into patterns and behaviors. This information is grouped into dashboards that make it easy to find data related to network, firewall, threats, and logs. In short, it provides an historical view of the network, which makes it easy to baseline and spot trends. Versa Analytics is the big data solution that provides real-time and historical visibility, baselining, correlation, prediction, and closed-loop feedback of your network by policy-driven data logging, real-time and historical traffic visibility and anomaly detection, reporting for multiple network and security services, multi-organizational reporting, and third-party application and monitoring tool integration. Versa Analytics performs correlation to ensure that various logs and data generated by an SD-WAN is analyzed and presented in a human-friendly view. Versa Analytics is comprised of dashboards with graphs and charts that are populated to show various information about the state of the network. Versa Analytics is run on a cluster of servers that are separate from the other head-end components. Although analytics is presented in a single pane of glass on the Versa Director, it is actually a self-contained system with its own graphical user interface, or GUI, which can be accessed directly or exposed to the customers who do not have Versa Director access. The highly scalable big data backend to analytics allows it to grow as the SD-WAN grows. This property is inherent in analytics architecture for both performance and scalability. Due to the availability of a rich data set, analytics is able to perform trending analysis and computational analysis of the future state of the network. For example, based on the bandwidth utilization on a particular interface over the last 3 months, analytics is able to make a fairly accurate assessment of what the utilization on that interface is likely to be at a date in the future. This is a powerful tool for capacity planners and network designers. Versa Analytics performs a heuristic collection of both networking and security components, which includes users, application, and location. It's important to note that analytics provides a near real-time experience, which is typically 5 to 15 minutes behind, depending on the data resolution of the output being viewed. However, this is achieved in a searchable format over any date range. Analytics has the capacity to link various logs together as part of a single event. For example, if a firewall rule has invoked LDAP authentication, URL filtering, and antivirus, then analytics provides a view that shows the separate logs in a single linked view. Versa Analytics supports integration with third-party collectors and seams, and logs can be exported to long-term archive storage. Versa Analytics has a northbound REST API interface for enhanced programmability features. Finally, Versa Analytics, like the rest of the Versa family of software, is built for multi-tenancy and full RBAC capabilities. Versa Analytics can be accessed through the Analytics tab on the Versa Director user interface. It can also be directly accessed on HTTPS port 8443. When accessing analytics through Versa Director, you need to choose the analytics server that should be displayed. This is the connector name, which defines the northbound IP address, southbound IP address, and the log collector port. This information is used to generate the LEF configuration via the workflow. Logs can be sent to various analytics hosts. For example, SD-WAN logs can be sent to Connector 1, while firewall logs can be sent to Connector 2. The appropriate connector should be selected from the drop-down to view the relevant data. When analytics is configured in a cluster, each individual host will be listed in the Director Analytics dropdown. All nodes in a cluster will have access to the same data set and will eventually have the same views. Versa Analytics contains two main components, dashboards and logs. Dashboards display statistics and performance-related output, such as bandwidth utilization per application, user, and interface. Logs display individual alarms and events, and this is a view you would be familiar with from legacy monitoring systems that can display logs. Click each option to learn more. First, we will look at dashboards. Dashboards present the following themes, which are repeated throughout analytics: dashboard listing, filter by tenant, filter by date or time, and top X views. We will look at each theme in detail. The dashboard listing to the left column of the GUI is a collapsible list of the various dashboards. It is also a shortcut to reach the dashboards directly. The Filter by Tenant option enables the selection of a tenant based on the output. The Filter by Date or Time option enables the selection of a start and end date and time for which data must be displayed. There are some preset filters such as last day and last 7 days. The Top X Views option is a first-level dashboard display that provides rich insight through charts. Apart from these options, the summary information displayed at the top of the page, such as the total number of sites in a tenant or total number of acceptance or denials in the firewall logs, provide information at a glance. From the dashboard, you can click on a graph to expand the topic and display further details. Drilling down from the tenant level, the example screenshot shows the appliance view, which presents all the relevant information from a branch. Clicking through the tabs shows various details. The view and format allows the general principle that you can filter by tenant, device, and time range. From this view, you can export the metrics and graphs for further analysis. You can click on some of these graphs to expand on the topic. Additionally, tabular data is available which can be searched and sorted. Apart from these, every graph has an option to change the displayed metrics. For example, on the example, you can see the graph that displays the top sites by bandwidth. You can change this by clicking on the metrics menu icon at the top right corner, and the alternative metrics for the charts will be displayed. In this case, volume transmit and receive, volume transmit, and bandwidth. These options will change based on the context of the graph being displayed. Another useful feature is the charts menu, which gives the user the option to display the graph using a number of different charts. Note that various charts have different characteristics, and so the data displayed may differ or the range may change. This is partly due to the type of the chart. For example, a pie chart lists each parameter as a ratio of the other data in the dataset, while a line graph is able to display the entire time series of various datasets in a single view. The other factor is the available screen size. The graphs will auto-adjust to fit the screen, and therefore the data range may be aggregated or truncated to fit. Charts can also be directly exported to a number of formats, including JPEG, PDF, and SVG. You can rearrange the charts on the screen by clicking and dragging each chart around on the screen. These will give the user the option to create a more customized view to suit the user's needs. Note that custom layouts are not persistent and will reset after the user session logout. Here is a deeper look at some dashboard features and functionality. The top half of the left panel is the dashboard. The dashboard displays usage statistics. Network services are divided into three broad categories: SD-WAN, security, and system. In the SD-WAN dashboard, each site in the dashboard can be drilled into to give a site-specific detailed view. Some graphs, such as SLA metrics, have a tabular representation of the same data. Each tabular data can be exported to CSV or PDF or copied into the clipboard. At the tenant site level view, there is a top site usage graph as well as a list of all branches in a tenant. There are similar views for availability, connections, and heat map. Clicking on a branch from the branch list expands to the branch level view. Clicking on an appliance from some of the graphs also expands to the branch level. Once in the branch view, a host of new tabs are available. Once again, these follow the same themes we have described before. Please note that when a feature is not activated in a branch configuration, then the related graph will record no data. For example, if there is no class of service or traffic monitoring configured, then the relevant tabs will be blank. Each unique endpoint or IP address on the LAN is considered a user. If an authentication profile is configured, IP address to user mapping happens automatically, and the usernames are displayed automatically. Some graphs allow you to click and expand and view the tabular data behind the graph. For example, SLA monitoring graphs can expand to display a table. To view the details of a log entry, click on the magnifying glass. In the Systems dashboard, appliance-level health stats are displayed. Like everything else on Versa Analytics, this data can be displayed over a date or time range. Next, we will look at logs. Logs are divided into two components: the fault monitoring system, or alarms, and logs monitoring. The fault monitoring system logs alarms in response to a fault in the network. This could be an SD-WAN path down alarm, for example. These alarms have various levels of severity and are cleared once the error is corrected. Event logging describes traffic as it flows through the Versa appliance. However, unlike the dashboard, which gives statistics and counter information, such as the number of hits on a rule or bandwidth on an interface, logs are triggered per event when a pre-configured rule is hit. The log entry describes the attributes of the flow and the action that was performed as the rule is hit. Logs are not enabled by default, while some basic alarms are enabled by default. The behavior is typically controlled by the LDF function from the VOS. The image shows the log types that are available in Analytics. Click to view the difference between dashboards, alarms, and logs. Logs can be filtered and searched. Complex search queries can be crafted using a combination of fields. Logs can also be sorted in any tab. Much like the dashboard, it is possible to search based on tenant and date range. However, logs allow a more detailed filtering function. Logs may be filtered by values in a log field, and multiple fields can be stacked together with an AND operation in a filter query. The log output may be sorted according to any field in both ascending and descending order. Due to the large volume of search records, the log's tabular output is often paginated, and the size of the pages can be adjusted. Logs may be copied to the clipboard or directly exported to CSV. Various event logs are available in Analytics and can be used to populate various screens in the Analytics GUI. It is important to know what these logs are. A description of the alarm types is shown in the image. Logs received in Analytics are in KVP format by default. The key fields vary slightly between log types. Raw logs are enriched with a large volume of information. The example image shows a sample access log or firewall log. The table shows each field in this log type and its description. The raw text shows the same logs with real data. There are many log types that can be triggered as part of a single flow, depending on the configuration on the appliance and its service chain. For example, a single flow may be authenticated against LDAP, passed through the Next-Gen Firewall antivirus module, then hit a firewall access rule before being processed by SD-WAN policy. At the same time, traffic monitoring is logging the flows. In this case, we can see that a single flow will trigger auth event log, AV log, access log, SD-WAN flowmon log, and finally flowmon log. To make sense of this, Analytics will automatically correlate all logs and display them as a single entry in the logs. If the zoom button is clicked, then the constituent logs are displayed. The example screenshot shows a single flow that has been processed by the firewall or access log, and flow monitoring, flowmon HTTP log. And the same flow is an SD-WAN flow and is reported by SD-WAN flowmon log. There are various reports that can be generated by Versa Analytics. Management reports are high-level reports targeted at managers or executive-level officials. These are usually summarized reports that show top X information. They call out deviations from the normal behaviors in the network and other information useful to decision makers. Audit reports are a log of activities on the network. This could be a report on a specific user's browsing activity. This type of report is useful for compliance purposes. Performance reports provide network utilization information. In these reports, correlation of a number of metrics such as number of sessions, bandwidth, and system load can be useful to a capacity manager who needs to decide when to upgrade to a bigger bandwidth circuit or a branch appliance. The Report Builder is a flexible tool used to create reports. Versa does not come with predefined report templates. All reports may be crafted by the user from scratch to suit their needs. The Report Builder page consists of a side panel in which the service type and report type may be selected. It also presents the ability to set the chart types to be included in the report. Different data types are best viewed in certain chart types. For example, top 10 applications works well on a pie chart, while circuit utilization between two links may work best with a bar chart, as it's much easier to compare the circuits against each other. Each report added to the page creates a tile on the page which may be moved around to rearrange the layout. At the top right corner of the page are some operations that can be performed on the newly created report template. These are delete, collapse, export to PDF, export to CSV, and save. The Analytics Connector dropdown at the top left corner of the page allows you to select the analytics nodes from which reports are being generated. Versa Analytics supports email notification. Users can configure their own SMTP servers, which can be public servers such as Gmail or an enterprise corporate email server. Hover over each highlight to learn about the options available in email notifications configuration. Clicking the Save button in the Email Notifications configuration screen reveals the Save and Schedule screen. On this page, you can set the report name and select the branding template, which is the PDF template for the report. You can schedule the report to be periodically created and set the expiration date and time for the report. You can email the reports, and the email recipients can be added with comma delimiters. Additionally, you can specify the attachment type to the email. Note that the SMTP server configuration needs to be configured for emails to work in Analytics. Let's consider the operations that can be performed on reports and report templates. Firstly, the Completed Reports page lists all generated reports. These may be downloaded or deleted at any time. Next, the Schedule Report page is used to modify and manipulate the scheduler of reports. The scheduler may be deleted or edited. Versa Analytics allows you to load a report template back into the report builder, typically to modify the template, to change a chart, or to add a new report type to the report. This gives full control for a flexible reporting solution. Finally, the Saved Reports page allows the scheduler to be edited and deleted. You have reached the end of this lesson. In this lesson, you learned that Versa Analytics is a real-time big data solution that provides network telemetric information. In Versa Analytics, data is aggregated and analyzed to provide insight into patterns and behaviors, and this information is grouped into dashboards. Versa Analytics can be accessed through the Analytics tab on the Versa Director UI. It can also be directly accessed on HTTPS port 8443. Versa Analytics contains two main components, dashboards and logs. Dashboards display statistics and performance-related output, and logs display individual alarms and events. Logs are divided into two components, the Fault Monitoring System or alarms, and logs monitoring. The Fault Monitoring System logs alarms in response to a fault in the network, and event logging describes traffic as it flows through the Versa appliance. The Report Builder is a flexible tool used to create reports. All reports may be crafted by the user from scratch to suit their needs. And Versa Analytics supports email notification. Users can configure their own SMTP servers, which can be a public server such as Gmail or an enterprise corporate email server.